It blocks out all the sunlight to the bark and to the tree itself. So it's kind of all over the place. And that's what some of the volunteers, I think, do, is help clean up this place. All right, next. We come to another one. It says, let's keep Renfrew Ravine natural and healthy. So minimize your leaks from vehicles and avoid pouring toxic stuff into storm drains. That's one of the things that they're asking us to do. You can replace the pavement with garden and let rainwater seep in through natural soil. And it says, healthy land. We can compost our yard waste instead of throwing it into the ravine. As gardeners, introducing invasive species into the ravine. That's the other thing. We don't want to put our flowers from our gardens into the ravine, because like that English ivy that came from somebody's garden, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't occur here naturally. And then it says we can reduce by recycling and taking our garbage to the dump and not throwing it in this beautiful park. But sadly enough, as we look down, we see that some people don't listen to this. There's garbage right beside it. You guys take a look.
Yeah.
Right beside the sign that says, please don't litter. There's somebody littering, right?
Yeah, I know.
So not everybody reads the signs here. Wow, what's that? Wow, we've got so much cool stuff. The Ravine Animal Plant Totem and poems were originally created by neighborhood children at local schools with students from Emily Carr University in art design. Okay, so they helped with these.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do we have a question?
I think somebody had a question.
Okay.
What is it?
I think somebody asked the question, what is litter?
Litter is kind of like people put garbage outside of the street, outside of the property.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Also, our bikes someone stole our bike. Telling you.
Okay, so we're gonna talk more about the ravine now, okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna focus on the nature walk. Wow, so I can see a lot of the English ivy. You guys are gonna get a close-up here.
Yeah.
That's what the English ivy looks like. And this originated in England. It wasn't from here.
Yeah.
Another example is this one here, holly. Holly tree is actually not from here either, but it grows really well here in BC. Another invasive species, I see this big, long hanging blackberry bush right here. This is the Himalayan blackberry. So I can see that there's some natural trees that live here. Like these big ones, very tall ones, are the cottonwood trees.
Yeah.
And cottonwoods have leaves. So that's why when you look up at the cottonwoods, in the wintertime, there's no leaves, right? They all fallen off. But I can also see there's a lot of invasive species trying to make their way in. So we're gonna keep going. Does anybody else have any questions for Raymond or me? Oh, I see our first flowers, Raymond.
Yeah.
What kind of flowers are those? We saw these last time with Henry.
Those are daisies.
Good guess, because they're white, right?
Yeah.
Well, these are a type of bulb. A bulb is like, it kind of looks like a garlic is a bulb. These come up first. These are the first flowers to come up, and they're called snowdrops because they're really little and white, and they have kind of like a drop shape to them. These were at Queen Elizabeth Park as well last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll see those maybe popping up. Uh-oh, what do you see down there, Raymond? Somebody's throwing some litter down there. What is that?
What?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
What do you think that is?
What do you think that is? Yeah.
You got... Go ahead.
I don't know.
It's a chair thrown down.
Yeah.
It's a chair.
Somebody threw their computer chair down the ravine, you guys.
Dude, the computer chair.
Sometimes someone we need to teach someone a lesson about not throwing a tree down the ravine.
Yeah, so they were saying that the neighborhood does annual cleanups, which means at least once a year, the neighbors get together and they pull all of the garbage out of this stream to help keep it natural. Ooh.
There's a stream. There's a
Yeah.
deep down there. I see some ducks there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
It might be hard for you guys to see, but in the stream I see some mallard ducks down there already.
Yeah.
And we can hear some pretty birds.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? My guess is that's a song sparrow.
Song sparrow.
A song sparrow.
Nice.
And they're called that because they have such a pretty long song.
Yeah.
Wow, what is this, you guys? It looks like a jungle over here. Like monkeys could be hanging out here. Do you guys see this vine growing?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and it's all the way up onto this tree.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what kind of vine that is because it has no leaves and no flowers on it right now. But it's a very thick vine, and it definitely is not a native plant. It's come from somebody's garden, again. This was introduced here, and I'm not sure what it is. It could be like a clematis or wisteria, but it's kind of taken over this whole tree, hasn't it, you guys? Wow. Ooh, and we're coming along here, and I see that somebody has used this tree. They put a wheel up there. Looks like they were using this tree as a clothing line. Do you see that up there? There's a wheel on the tree.
Wheel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, yeah.
Yeah. And do you see the bark of this tree?
Yeah.
This is a very original bark. Does anyone have a guess? It's white and it peels like paper. Does anybody recognize this tree by the bark? Anybody have a guess of what type of tree this is?
And anybody have a guess on what this tree is?
Well, the paper was a clue.
Paper,
It's a type of birch
That's
tree.
a birch tree.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, right.
Paper birch.
Paper.
And if you look, actually, it curls off and it's very thin, almost like paper.
Yeah.
So the birch tree was actually used a lot in the eastern Canada, actually, to make canoes. A birch canoe, because it's got this nice bark that can be really easily formed into different shapes, and it's very lightweight. So if you have to carry it in portage, the birch canoe is really good for that. All right. Okay, we're coming up to something else over here. This looks like the labyrinth, you guys.
Yeah, that's the labyrinth.
Wow, cool. Let's take a look at the labyrinth.
Yeah, labyrinth.
So the labyrinth is located at the 27th Avenue on the east side of the ravine. And this was made in 2002 as a multicultural installation. And what is a labyrinth, you guys? Do you know? Has anybody been in a labyrinth or used